Hi, good morning. Right now we're gonna just go over finding the radius and the diameter of a circle. Let's go over the definitions first. The radius is the line that extends from one end of the circle to the middle of the circle. So if you see a line like the first one here, where you have a line that extends from one end of the circle to the middle of the circle, whatever this number is right here, that's considered the radius. You don't have to do anything else to that number. That number is 2. So 2 here is our radius, okay? So let's go to the diameter. The diameter is the line that extends from one end of the circle to the other end of the circle, like this one right here. So this is one end of the circle to the other end of the circle. So this line right here is your diameter. And the number that's on top of that is 12 millimeters. So 12 millimeters here is my diameter. I don't have to do anything to that number. I just know that because it extends from one end to the other end, that's the diameter. Let's go back here. Okay, so our first example, you have a line that extends from one end of the circle to the middle of the circle. And we know from the definition above that that is our radius, okay? So radius we're going to put in as R. So R is our radius. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to write in 2 inches because 2 inches is my radius, right? That's exactly what it says. It says from one end of the circle to the middle of the circle is my radius. And whenever you're trying to figure out the radius or the diameter, one is already given to you. You're just going to have to calculate the other one. So for this one, all I'm going to have to do is calculate the diameter because the radius was already given. Now remember that the diameter extends from one end of the circle to the other end, all right? So if it extends from one end of the circle to the other end of the circle, if 1/2 of the circle is 2 inches, the other half is also 2 inches. So if I say 2 inches plus 2 inches, my diameter now, which extends from one end of the circle to the other end of the circle, and that's an imaginary line right there, that's going to be 4 inches. So my diameter here is 4 inches. Okay, so we can say the diameter is twice the radius. Okay, so up here we can say the diameter is also twice 2 times R. Okay, so you can say the diameter is twice the radius. And if we go down here, 2 times 2 is what? 4. Okay, now here you have a line that extends from one end of the circle to the other end of the circle. We know that that is our diameter because that is the definition that's given us. Again, when you're trying to find the radius or the diameter, you have it's going to give you one and just have to calculate for the other one. So it gave you 12 millimeters, and 12 millimeters is our diameter. So we're just going to put 12 millimeters here. Okay, now my radius, I have to find out what the radius is. And by doing that, I know that the radius says it's a line that extends from one end of the circle to the middle of the circle. So now I have to find what is half of this right here. So half of 12, and I can divide by 2, half of 12 is 6. So we can say that the radius can be calculated as the diameter divided by 2. Okay, so we can divide the diameter into 2, which is going to give us the radius. Does that make sense? All right, so let's go down here. You have 6 centimeters. And what is 6 centimeters? Is that our radius or is that our diameter? Which one is it? You should have said it was the diameter, because the diameter extends from one end of the circle to the other. So again, it's already been given to us. So I'm going to say 6 centimeters is my diameter. But in order to find the radius is going to be half of that, remember? the radius is half of the diameter. So we can actually divide that number into 2, right? So half of 6 is going to get us what? 3. So 3 centimeters is our radius. Okay? The last and final one, you can actually pause the video and see if you can do this on your own. That'd be great. Okay? I'll give you a couple of seconds. All right, if you pause the video and you came back, let's do this. Okay, so we're going to do R equals and D equals. Okay, so again, the circle gave me a number already. It either gave me the radius or it gave me the diameter. And because I know, because I know that the line that extends from one end of the circle to the middle of the circle, that is my radius. So I know the radius has already been given to me. My radius is 11 inches. Okay. And because I know that the diameter is from end to end, I know I can add 11 on this side. Okay. Or I can say 11 times 2 or 11 plus 11, same thing. That is going to get us 22 inches. Okay. Hope this helped you understand how to identify and calculate radius and diameter.